Hey, hon, we're out of spinach. Hey, honey, where's the spinach?
Over the last 2 to 3 years, I have become more interested in hydroponic systems after purchasing my first Aerogarden. A hydroponic system is simply a method for growing plants using only water, liquid nutrients, and light. No soil is needed, and plants grown in a hydroponic system usually grow 30 to 50% faster than plants grown in soil. I've had a lot of success with my aero garden system, but since I now have the yard space to create an outdoor garden, and since I enjoy the concept of knowing how my vegetables were grown and processed, I figured I would try to transplant different vegetables from my hydroponic system to my raised garden. The mini jalapeno pod I purchased from Aerogarden was planted about 5 days ago, and it has already sprouted. The mini jalapeno pod is able to stay in the hydroponic system long term. However, I plan to transplant it as well into my outdoor raised garden. Some of the other vegetables and fruits I plan to plant are some tomatoes, cucumbers, and lettuce. Since my wife and I will be planting our own seeds to be used with the Aero Garden, we had to purchase some grow sponges. The sponges are made out of a Canadian sphagnum peat, which is ideal for helping to regulate moisture and air around the plant roots. To insert the seeds into the grow sponges, it's recommended to use your fingers if possible, and for bigger seeds, you may have to widen the center hole or cut slightly into the grow sponge. After the seeds have been inserted into the sponges can be inserted into the grow baskets. The grow baskets are flexible and they're reusable as well. Next, the grow baskets can be inserted into the Aero Garden. We use the grow domes from Aero Garden, which helps to create what they like to call a mini greenhouse, which will help to control the humidity and temperature for the best levels for germination. Usually when you plant new plants in the Aero Garden, they require you to add liquid nutrients based on how many pods you have inserted. I'm going to bypass this step since there's already some of this nutrition in the water from when I planted the mini jalapeno pod. All I would do this time is add a little bit more water to the system since it was a little low. The Aerogarden has a built-in sensor to let me know when it's low on water and an internal clock to let me know when it needs more nutrients. The LED lights are also set on a daily schedule to automatically turn on and off for optimum growth. Here's a time lapse of the plants growing over a 9-day period. After 9 days in the hydroponic system, we decided to go ahead and start the transplant process. To make the process easier, the grow light height can be adjusted. Next, the plants can be gently removed from the Aero Garden, but sometimes the plant roots get intertwined with another plant, but usually that is only an issue when the plants have matured a bit more. But anyway, now it's time to go ahead and head outside to the raised garden. Now what you may notice right off is, this doesn't look like your typical raised garden. Since we currently did not have a need for the outdoor play set the previous owners built, we decided to convert it into a raised garden. If you want to know more details about how we built this raised garden, let us know in the comments. Currently what we have planted in the garden is some spinach, kale, and carrots that my wife planted the traditional way, and then some transplanted cantaloupe, spinach, and carrots from the hydroponic system. To transplant the new plants, we had to remove the grow sponges from the grow baskets. Sometimes you may have to cut the tip of the grow baskets to ease the process for removing the grow sponge, since the roots can sometimes get tangled around the grow basket. Next, we were able to dig new holes in the garden for the new plants. It is also a good idea to loosen the soil so that the plant roots have a better chance to grow downward and out. The next important step was to make sure we watered the newly transplanted plants to help them to develop new growth in their new environment. Until the plants have matured in the garden, it is important to keep them well watered but not soggy. So overall, creating and maintaining a garden has become a new and exciting hobby of mine, which I'm still learning a lot about each day. Transplanting plants from the hydroponic system is definitely something I would recommend and will continue to do in the future. If you would like to know more about our future DIY plans with the raised garden playset, let us know in the comments. I will leave links in the description and on the website at greentechtown.com for those who are interested in where we bought some of the components used in this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to let us know. Thanks for your time and for watching, and I'll see you next time. And also, don't forget to subscribe.